Nuclear power plant.
A nuclear power plant, sometimes abbreviated as NPP, is a thermal power station in which the heat source is a nuclear reactor. As is typical of thermal power stations, heat is used to generate steam that drives a steam turbine connected to a generator that produces electricity.
The topic nuclear power plant in overview.
Power station.
A power station, also referred to as a power plant and sometimes generating station or generating plant, is an industrial facility for the generation of electric power. Power stations are generally connected to an electrical grid. Many power stations contain one or more generators, a rotating machine that converts mechanical power into three-phase electric power.
Electricity generation. Electricity generation is the process of generating electric power from sources of primary energy. For utilities in the electric power industry, it is the stage prior to its delivery, transmission, distribution, etc. to end users or its storage using, for example, the pumped storage method. Electricity is not freely available in nature, so it must be produced, that is, transforming other forms of energy to electricity.
Nuclear reactor. A nuclear reactor is a device used to initiate and control a fission nuclear chain reaction or nuclear fusion reactions. Nuclear reactors are used at nuclear power plants for electricity generation and in nuclear marine propulsion.
Radioactive waste.
Radioactive waste is a type of hazardous waste that contains radioactive material. Radioactive waste is a result of many activities, including nuclear medicine, nuclear research, nuclear power generation, rare earth mining, and nuclear weapons reprocessing. Electric generator. In electricity generation, a generator is a device that converts motive power, mechanical energy, into electric power for use in an external circuit. Sources of mechanical energy include steam turbines, gas turbines, water turbines, internal combustion engines, wind turbines, and even hand cranks. Steam turbine.
A steam turbine is a machine that extracts thermal energy from pressurized steam and uses it to do mechanical work on a rotating output shaft. Its modern manifestation was invented by Charles Parsons in 1884. Nuclear binding energy. Nuclear binding energy in experimental physics is the minimum energy that is required to disassemble the nucleus of an atom into its constituent protons and neutrons, known collectively as nucleons. The binding energy for stable nuclei is always a positive number, as the nucleus must gain energy for the nucleons to move apart from each other. Transformer. A transformer is a passive component that transfers electrical energy from one electrical circuit to another circuit, or multiple circuits. A varying current in any coil of the transformer produces a varying magnetic flux in the transformer's core, which induces a varying electromotive force across any other coils wound around the same core. Deep geological repository. A deep geological repository is a way of storing hazardous or radioactive waste within a stable geologic environment, typically 200 to 1,000 meters deep. It entails a combination of waste form, waste package, engineered seals and geology that is suited to provide a high level of long-term isolation and containment without future maintenance.
Nuclear technology. Nuclear technology is technology that involves the nuclear reactions of atomic nuclei. Among the notable nuclear technologies are nuclear reactors, nuclear medicine, and nuclear weapons. It is also used, among other things, in smoke detectors and gun sights.
The topic, power station, in overview. Wind farm.
A wind farm or wind park, also called a wind power station or wind power plant, is a group of wind turbines in the same location used to produce electricity. Wind farms vary in size from a small number of turbines to several hundred wind turbines covering an extensive area. Power ship.
A power ship or power ship is a special-purpose ship, on which a power plant is installed to serve as a power generation resource.
Independent water and power plant.
An independent water and power plant, IWPP, or an integrated water and power project, is a combined facility which serves as both a desalination plant and a power plant. IWPPs are more common in the Middle East, where demand for both electricity and saltwater desalination are high. Wind turbine. A wind turbine is a device that converts the kinetic energy of wind into electrical energy. Hundreds of thousands of large turbines, in installations known as wind farms, now generate over 650 gigawatts of power, with 60 gigawatts added each year. Thermal power station. A thermal power station is a type of power station in which heat energy is converted to electrical energy. In a steam generating cycle, heat is used to boil water in a large pressure vessel to produce high pressure steam, which drives a steam turbine connected to an electrical generator. Integrated electric propulsion.
Integrated electric propulsion (IEP) or full electric propulsion (FEP) or integrated full electric propulsion (IFEP) is an arrangement of marine propulsion systems such that gas turbines or diesel generators or both generate three-phase electricity which is then used to power electric motors turning either propellers or waterjet impellers.
Solar power.
Solar power is the conversion of energy from sunlight into electricity, either directly using photovoltaics (PV), indirectly using concentrated solar power, or a combination. Photovoltaic cells convert light into an electric current using the photovoltaic effect.
Wave power.
Wave power is the capture of energy of wind waves to do useful work, for example, electricity generation, water desalination, or pumping water. A machine that exploits wave power is a wave energy converter (WEC). Waves are generated by wind passing over the sea's surface. Dispatchable generation.
Dispatchable generation refers to sources of electricity that can be programmed on demand at the request of power grid operators, according to market needs. Dispatchable generators may adjust their power output according to an order.
Hydroelectricity.
Hydroelectricity, or hydroelectric power, is electricity generated from hydropower, water power. Hydropower supplies 1/6 of the world's electricity, almost 4,500 terawatt-hours in 2020, which is more than all other renewable sources combined and also more than nuclear power. Traction power network.
A traction network or traction power network is an electricity grid for the supply of electrified rail networks. The installation of a separate traction network generally is done only if the railway in question uses alternating current AC with a frequency lower than that of the national grid, such as in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Alternatively, the three-phase alternating current of the power grid can be converted in substations by rotary transformers or static inverters into the voltage and type of current required by the trains.
Ocean thermal energy conversion. Ocean thermal energy conversion (OTEC) uses the ocean thermal gradient between cooler deep and warmer shallow or surface seawaters to run a heat engine and produce useful work, usually in the form of electricity.
Gas-fired power plant. A gas-fired power plant or gas-fired power station or natural gas power plant is a thermal power station which burns natural gas to generate electricity. Natural gas power stations generate almost a quarter of world electricity and a significant part of global greenhouse gas emissions and thus climate change.
Captive power plant. A captive power plant, also called autoproducer or embedded generation, is an electricity generation facility used and managed by an industrial or commercial energy user for their own energy consumption.
Battery storage power station. A battery storage power station is a type of energy storage power station that uses a group of batteries to store electrical energy. Battery storage is the fastest responding dispatchable source of power on electric grids, and it is used to stabilize those grids, as battery storage can transition from standby to full power within milliseconds to deal with grid failures. At full rated power, battery storage power stations are generally designed to output for up to a few hours.
Nameplate capacity. Nameplate capacity, also known as the rated capacity, nominal capacity, installed capacity, or maximum effect, is the intended full load sustained output of a facility such as a power station, electric generator, a chemical plant, fuel plant, mine, metal refinery, and many others.
Solar cell efficiency.
Solar cell efficiency refers to the portion of energy in the form of sunlight that can be converted via photovoltaics into electricity by the solar cell. Control room.
A control room or operations room is a central space where a large physical facility or physically dispersed service can be monitored and controlled. It is often part of a larger command center. The topic electricity generation in overview. Nuclear power.
Nuclear power is the use of nuclear reactions to produce electricity. Nuclear power can be obtained from nuclear fission, nuclear decay and nuclear fusion reactions. Presently, the vast majority of electricity from nuclear power is produced by nuclear fission of uranium and plutonium in nuclear power plants. The topic, radioactive waste, in overview.
Hazardous waste.
Hazardous waste is waste that has substantial or potential threats to public health or the environment. Hazardous waste is a type of dangerous goods. They usually have one or more of the following hazardous traits: ignitability, reactivity, corrosivity, toxicity. Listed hazardous wastes are materials specifically listed by regulatory authorities as hazardous wastes which are from non-specific sources, specific sources, or discarded chemical products.
Toxic waste.
Toxic waste is any unwanted material in all forms that can cause harm, e.g. by being inhaled, swallowed, or absorbed through the skin. Many of today's household products such as televisions, computers and phones contain toxic chemicals that can pollute the air and contaminate soil and water.
The topic electric generator in overview.
Pumped storage hydroelectricity.
Pumped storage hydroelectricity (PSH) or pumped hydroelectric energy storage (PHES) is a type of hydroelectric energy storage used by electric power systems for load balancing. The method stores energy in the form of gravitational potential energy of water, pumped from a lower elevation reservoir to a higher elevation.
Diesel generator.
A diesel generator (DG), also known as a diesel genset, is the combination of a diesel engine with an electric generator, often an alternator, to generate electrical energy. This is a specific case of engine generator.
Coal-fired power station.
A coal-fired power station or coal power plant is a thermal power station which burns coal to generate electricity. Worldwide there are about 8,500 coal-fired power stations totaling over 2,000 gigawatts capacity. Electric power. Electric power is the rate at which electrical energy is transferred by an electric circuit. The SI unit of power is the watt, 1 joule per second. The topic steam turbine in overview. Turbine. A turbine, or, from the Greek tyroba, or Latin turbo, meaning vortex, is a rotary mechanical device that extracts energy from a fluid flow and converts it into useful work. The work produced by a turbine can be used for generating electrical power when combined with a generator. The topic nuclear binding energy in overview.
Nuclear weapon.
A nuclear weapon, also known as an atom bomb, atomic bomb, nuclear bomb or nuclear warhead, and colloquially as an A-bomb or nuke, is an explosive device that derives its destructive force from nuclear reactions, either fission bomb, or a combination of fission and fusion reactions, thermonuclear bomb, producing a nuclear explosion.
The topic, transformer, in overview. Electrical substation. A substation is a part of an electrical generation, transmission, and distribution system. Substations transform voltage from high to low, or the reverse, or perform any of several other important functions.